Ndị be anyị ndewonu. Ọ bụ Ada Igbo na-ekwu na Igbo Media. N'Igbo Media, anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara ihe na-emegasị na Biafra Land, n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. N'ụbọchị nke taata, o nwere ihe bịara n'iru akwụkwọ anyị nke anyị ga-agụpụtara unu n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị gụpụtachaa ya, unu egee ya ka ọha n'uju. Ị ga-esie ya, ị drọpụọla your comment, like kwa this our video and gbasakwa ya ka o ruo ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ozi e wetara unu tata si n'aka otu nwanne anyị nwoke, a Biafra activist, dịka o si wetara anyị ozi ya n'iru akwụkwọ. Ọ dere sị: My painful experience in the Nigerian army and how they tried to silence me. Onye na-ekwu okwu a bụ Lucky Udo. Lucky Udo a bụ a Nigerian soldier pụtara apụta, otu nwanne anyị nwoke. Ya bụ ozi ka anyị ji bịa tata na Igbo Media. Ị ga-esi ya bụ ozi, gbaa mbọ gwa anyị chere na comment section ma mekwa ka ozi alụtụ ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Gwa gere ya ka ọ hụ n'uju.
The captain requested for adequate weapon and he was ignored. Some of them were left to rot in the air. You will see dog feeding on their flesh. If you see dog in Meduguri, you will see how fat, how well fed. They are very more bloody because they have ate most of my colleagues' flesh. We suffer alive, we still suffer even after our death. Will you say because it is actionable for a man to sleep with my daughter, to rape my daughter, then I should allow the man to rape my daughter, so that after you have raped my daughter, then I will take the man to court when I have the opportunity to defend my daughter? You need to see even my fellow soldiers when I was arrested, election and handcuffs, some of them were even throwing spit at me. But what they failed to understand, that I was divinely involved. I was spiritually involved in this. These were not ordinary. I used to see my dead colleagues crying to me, sending me messages before I even did this video.
First of all, sir, what even inspired you to make that video?
What inspired me was the experience I had in the military. One of the experiences I can never forget is one of the deadliest attacks at Meduguri during Nigerian Army versus the Boko Haram. That is the Metele attack. That attack could have been avoidable or averted because one of the commanding officer at that Metele, late Captain Sakaba, made request for adequate weapon, but he was ignored. So that attack, though I was not directly deployed to Metele, I was deployed there is a RODF. There's a code operation called RODF, Rapid Deployable Force, at the Meduguri main town. But we had most of the stories because there were intelligence reports from most of the intelligence units that the Boko Haram, they are coming to research most of the barrack, most of the strategic deployments. That was 2018, during the time of Bratai as the Chief of Army Staff and President Muhammadu Buhari. And I believe these were politically orchestrated. Now, what really made me what inspired me and made a vow to do this video was, we were after the attack because more than 200 plus soldiers died in that operation, and they were even left to rot in the location. It was only even the captain, the late Captain Sakaba, with some other officers, that they brought helicopter to evacuate, but the other soldiers were left to rot on the ground. So even at we suffer alive, we still suffer even after our death. So it's very touching, it's very emotional.
When you say that these deaths would have been avoidable, what do you mean?
It would have been avoidable because most of the soldiers, when the late Captain Sakaba, that was 2018, I believe, if the news will still be on the net now, most of the captain requested for adequate weapon and he was ignored. They were even forcing him, telling him the way and manner. He even applied for voluntary, that he wants to leave because he cannot endanger the lives of soldiers. Many soldiers also applied. I know of most of my colleagues, my boys, that applied for this voluntary. They were even arrested. They were detained for some week before Sahara reporter Premium Times and some other news outlets raised the motion before they dropped all those charges, and those soldiers were pardoned. So coming to what really inspired me and made me to make a vow, because when the news was too much, there was a time they arrested one of the journalists on this Premium Times journalist. It's like he make capture or video of how soldiers were buried. That is given a mass burial with a excavator and other things. So the army arrested this journalist, and the thing caused outrage then. So maybe because of that, they gave us, because there is one order they used to give us, military order, the way and manner. They know the intensity of that location, that's Metele, but they will tell you the way and manner. So to go and evacuate the bodies of the dead soldiers. So I was among the soldiers that were supposed to go after this the first batch. The first batch that went, all of them died. No one come back alive. So they now appoint our own batch. That is the RODF and sector 2 at Meduguri.
I'm curious what they sent you guys for. What's the operation about?
We should go and evacuate the dead bodies so that it will bury, due to maybe the outrageous news about the journalist that was arrested and some other issues.
First of all, how did that whole thing happen? The whole killings, everything. Was it an ambush by Boko Haram?
Yes, it was an ambush, because why I say it's very painful, because this would have been averted, because they had this intelligence report. It should have been the advantage of we, the military. But it was ignored. That is where you will know that these are political, these are government sponsored. So the thing is that what really prompted me was, I was thinking, because we were about to go to that operation, before the officer that lead us, one Major Hamza, is either Hamza or Ahmed, I forgot his initial. So I believe he's very influential and connected, and he's a regular officer. We have regular and non-regular officers, commissioners, trust service. We have different. So I don't know the communication the officer made. So they changed us. They changed our group. They said we should go to another deployment, and they appoint another group to go for the operation. Behold, every one of them that went for that operation also, none of them come back alive. That was when I say, so does that mean that this is how we will have died a foolish death? Things are happening, we'll just be keeping quiet and say, that is how we meet it, we should let it go, we should let it slide, and the thing is getting out of hand. So that is why I just have to sit down to think of what to do to save us totally from this kind of issue, because I'm a soldier. We are aware of the danger. We have already sacrificed our life. In the military code of a scale of preference, we have what they call price and odd. One life to save millions. We have to sacrifice our life to save millions. This is our code. We are aware of it. That is why we took a vow to defend the nation, to defend the constitution. We are not defending the president or the individual elites. We are defending the constitution that guides us, because that constitution is the interest of the general public. So that is the main target. As a sniper, you will not go and shoot at a wrong target. You will be detected so quickly. So that is why you must always focus on the main target. So I was making that deliberation. Behold, another incident came up again. That was my second one that made me say, nothing will stop me from this. During the Buhari election, I think it was that 2018, then Boko Haram launched our barrack, that is our garrison headquarters at Meduguri, 7 Div garrison. They launched the barrack. Guess what? The soldiers that were affected of this very issue, our authorities, our superiors, they are not even after the soldiers. Do you know what they are after? It is the fragments that was on the wall and the remnant of this bomb that they are after. That very minute, The dead bodies are on the ground, wounded soldiers are on the ground. What they are after, they call the, we have we have every call. The bricklayers, they are called the engineers. Before they invited the engineers to plaster the wall, to paint it, to fill it, so that media will not come and capture this very attack. One thing you need to understand about missile, all this missile to launch missile and all these things, if you don't have the coordinates of that location, you cannot get any target. So that's to tell you that there is an intruder. Their officers, what do you expect when you give a repented Boko Haram? You say they should go back to the society. Then one careless general, Brigadier General Bulama, said that a repented Boko Haram that have dropped all his evil acts, that have been given an opportunity to come back to the society, can become the president of this country. And he was not arrested even till now. So, they paint the walls, remove all the fragments. Soldiers were still on the ground. While it was we that have to, some of us, we wanted to even fight most of some of the officers before they now called they should bring a counter, not ambulance or anything. Counter, if you know what I mean by counter, this is what we used to carry all these firewood, food stuff, all other things. That is where they keep all these soldiers, wounded and dead, to the hospital. All the soldiers that went to that hospital, no officers followed them. Even that was why even one lieutenant colonel in that hospital was asking, where are officers? Because any operation we are going, we must have a leader, an officer that will lead us. No officer. It was one master warrant officer. They should go and verify. I don't say things that I don't know. This one is, I was at RODF, Medukuri. That time, our GOC is this idiot Boko Haram now called this Brigadier General Bulama was the GOC there, 7D GOC. So after that day, because it took them at least the next day, but only two officers that went to visit those soldiers. Then one captain stayed with the soldiers before the next day, before the garrison commander and some other officers went to visit those soldiers. Most of those soldiers, they were the ones using their money. Even some of us were the ones that contributed money. If I'm lying, God is my weakness, because I don't talk to please anybody. I talk because of my conscience and my God, and that is why I'm still alive today, because I was poisoned when I was even arrested, when I made the video. So I'm coming to that. So this was what really prompted my action and say, okay, I need to do something. So, but I cannot just come out to just be doing something. As a soldier, you need to calculate. You need to gather evidence. You need to gather information and know how to strike. Because there are so many soldiers that if they would say nothing like social media policy. During that period, that 2018, that was when they constituted our defense social media policy by Brigadier that is General Olushaki Gabriel, the then chief of defense staff. Because why? The worst disgrace, the greatest disgrace of a soldier is when a soldier dies in the.
Ngwano dalo nene no ụmụnne m dịkunu si na-esere n'Igbo Media. Gịnị kunu nwere ikwu na nkọwa nke unu gbasata maka ihe unu n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa? Gwa anyị ife iche n'ụdị nke gị. Deela ya n'akara kọmentị ka mara ihe i chere. Ma chetakwa tụsa ya bụ ozi ka o were ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ntị. Ndewo na ụmụnne m, ka emesịa nụ.